Well, as a kid in the 80s, I kind of missed out on several great sitcoms, including this one. But maybe some of my family members, recalled seeing this. But anyway, it's been 40 years since this little number of a program came out. Well, get ready, who's about to be in control of our days and our nights, and our wrongs and our rights. You know what I'm talking about. Today in this TV log, I am going to be talking about Charles in Charge. This is a Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews TV log. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, back with yet another TV log. Today I'm going to be talking about another show that recently had an anniversary this year. This is a show that turned 40, and this is another 80s show I missed out on. Even though I'm pretty sure some of my folks watched this, but I didn't. But, well, anyway, years later I managed to watch the show, and I really did enjoy it. It's been some time since I last saw it, but I did see a little bit of it a few months ago, but I'll tell you more about it later. Well, anyway, it's a show that features Scott Baio, fresh after Happy Days, and Johnny Loves Chachi, which after this show had been canceled in 1984, but after this, he would come back to TV in a new type of show. Like, he is now this one guy who's gonna be part of the family, even though he's trying to work his way through school and college or something like that. So now, without further ado, I bring to you Charles in Charge. Charles in Charge was a fun-filled sitcom that originally started on CBS in October of 1984. The show was produced by Universal along with Alburn Productions and Scholastic. The show starred Scott Baio as the titular character. Anyway, Charles in Charge was created by Michael Jacobs and Barbara Weisberg. Of course, after Jacobs would also work on other sitcoms, including My Two Dads, Dinosaurs, and Boy Meets World. As a matter of fact. Anyway, when it originally started on CBS, it premiered on the Wednesday night lineup, placed it against The Fall Guy on ABC and Michael Landon's newest series, Highway to Heaven. Now, at the time, with the exception of their Monday night comedies, Kay and Alley, which also was produced by Universal, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it was distributed through them, but it was produced by different companies, though. So I was close. And Newhart, CBS's sitcom lineup was not performing well in the ratings, and this show didn't change it much. Still, the network allowed it to go through 22 big episodes it had ordered. But after it aired most of its episodes until February of 1985, the show was placed on hiatus, and 2 episodes had yet to air. But CBS aired them later on in March and April. And then it was dropped. But I'll talk more about this later on. Let's start off with the premise. The series takes place in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Charles, who has no given surname, is a student at Copeland College, which is fictional, perhaps meant to represent Rutgers University, whose main campus is in New Brunswick, and is 19 years old when the series begins. Now, needing a place to live while attending school, this is what happens in the CBS run. Charles applies for a job working for Stan and Jill Pembroke, an affluent couple who search of a live-in housekeeper. An arrangement is reached where Charles would take the job with the Pembrokes while he attended Copeland, and in lieu of a salary, he would receive room and board for his duties as caretaker for their children, Jason, Douglas, and Lila. In addition to this, as well as his escapades with his best friend Buddy, who apparently is a real goofball. He gets more goofier later on, but I'll get to then a bit. Anyway, Charles has a crush on fellow Copeland student Gwendolyn Pierce and spends quite a bit of his free time trying to court her, which never seems to work. Of course, that character was featured only in that first season. Now, the theme song for the series was composed by David Kurtz as well as Michael Jacobs and Al Byrne, who was producer of the show, and performed by Shandy Cinnamon. That's cinnamon with an S, not a C. The theme music was mellower in its first season, and I'll get to that in a little bit, okay? Because it did go a little bit of changes. Now, aside from Charles, played by Scott Baio, after recently playing Chachi on Happy Days and its spin-off, Johnny Loves Chachi, which happened to have been canceled that same year. Well, actually, both shows were canceled in 1984. Scott Baio played Charles. Playing Buddy was Willie Aames, who had appeared on another recent ABC show, and that was A is Enough. While Gwendolyn Pierce was played by Jennifer Runyon, who recently made a little bit of an appearance in Ghostbusters, as well as make a bigger appearance in the cult classic Up the Creek. For the rest of the Pembrokes, we have Julie Cobb as Jill, James Widows as Stan. For the kids, we have Abel Lerman as Lila, Jonathan Ward as Douglas, and Michael Perlman as Jason. Now, Runyon and Perlman did make guest appearances later on, but again, I'll get to that in a little bit. After the show had ended its run on CBS, it was dropped. However, a year later, after seeing the success of some canceled network series after they were revived for first run syndication, which was a significant trend at the time, Universal decided to rework and relaunch the series in syndication. The show premiered on local stations at the midway point of the 1986 to 1987 season, where it was the third series to get rebooted for and retooled for syndication that had been canceled after only a short time. The others were It's a Living and 9 to 5, both of which were formerly shows shown on ABC. In January of 1987, Charles in Charge returned in syndication, where it ended up doing much better. Now, only Scott Baio and Willie Aames returned from the original cast. In the first episode, Michael Perlman did have a little bit of a special guest appearance as Jason Pembroke. Someone else played Jill. Jennifer Runyon returned as Gwendolyn Pierce for a couple of episodes. So, anyway, the producers reworked the story to accommodate the changes in cast. The second season's first episode featured Charles returning to New Brunswick from his summer vacation, only to discover an unfamiliar family living in the Pembrokes home. He learns that the Pembrokes left New Jersey while he was away and had moved across the country to Seattle. The new family, which is the Powells, agreed to sublet the house from the Pembrokes, which included retaining Charles's services as live-in babysitter. The Powell clan consisted of Mother Ellen and grandfather Walter, who was Ellen's husband's widowed father, and who was living with them to fulfill his son's role as he served overseas in the U.S. Navy. Like the Pembrokes, the Powells also had 3 children, daughters Jamie and Sarah, and younger brother Adam. Charles's previously unseen widow mother, Lillian, became a central character in the revival series. Of course, and she was played by John Travolta's sister, Ellen Travolta, which marked the second time that she had played mother to a character played by Baio, after she had recently done the same thing on Johnny Loves Chachi. Although she first played cousin Jimmy Baio's mother in an episode of The Love Boat. Now, of course, the theme song was just now remixed and was performed by the a cappella group The Blanks. Well, it was later done, but anyway, it was remixed and what have you. But yeah, well later on it would happen. The Blanks actually performed this in an episode on the medical sitcom Scrubs and was featured on their Riding the Wave album in 2004. Sorry, I'm got a little. Nevertheless, Charles in Charge proved to be a better success in syndication, where it aired for 4 more seasons, bringing it to a total of 5 seasons overall. The last episode aired in November of 1990, and that's when the show ended. An overall total of 126 episodes were produced. 22 was in the first season, while the syndicated run had 26 episodes produced and aired. I've seen all of these and what have you. They used to be on YouTube, but I think Universal kind of. Anyway, now for our cast of the pals, we have Sandra Kearns playing Ellen, but we see her in the first 2 seasons. She is still dubbed as a guest in the 4th season and a recurring member for the 5th season. James C. Callahan played Walter. Playing Jamie is future Baywatch gal Nicole Eggert. Josie Davis, who would later appear in numerous Lifetime movies, played Sarah. And playing M is Alexander Polinsky. Anyway, now there'd also be numerous other appearances on the show, ranging from Mindy Cohn, you may remember Nally from The Facts of Life, to British superstar Samantha Fox, who of course would have some some big hits like "Touch Me," "I Want Your Body," and "Naughty Girls Need Love Too," plus a lot of others. Anyway, the show later did get seen in syndication, most notably on WGN, but unfortunately I failed to catch it there. Anyway, it did get shown numerous times on several syndication in our markets, but unfortunately, this show has never been shown again. Not even on DigiNet, not even on MeTV or Antenna TV or Cozy TV, which mostly airs some Universal programs. However, the show did get released on DVD. Universal released the first season, but due to poor sales, no first season were released after its release in February of 2006. However, in September the following year, Arts Alliance America, which subsequently changed its name to Virgil Films and Entertainment during the summer of that year, announced they acquired the rights to the series. The second and third seasons were released, while the fourth and fifth seasons were manufactured on demand releases available through Amazon. However, unfortunately, those 4 sets have gone out of print and they're very tough to find. So the only way you can catch these is to stream them. You'd have to buy them though from Amazon and Apple TV. The now defunct Hulu Plus had only the first season, and the NBC.com app actually has the series, but the only other way you can see the series if you can encounter it on the NBC Comedy Vault Fast Channel, formerly the TNBC Fast Channel. Check your listings and try and find it. If you find it, then you watch it. I think you'll really like Charles in Charge. It's kind of a pretty fun-filled show. Excuse me for a minute. Sorry, everyone. Now, since I've seen every episode of Charles in Charge, it had a lot of fun moments. Now, starting with season 2, Willie Aames' character Buddy Limbeck really gets more goofier with every season going to it. Also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in season 4, in a 2-part episode, Charles accidentally hits his head and eventually, unleashes an alter ego named Chaz. was. I do remember that. But anyway, I really do think this show is just so much fun, and I do get a lot of really good laughs from a show like this. If you've never seen Charles in Charge, I would recommend you give this show a shot. Let me go ahead and let you have a look at some of the cast. Here's a shot of Charles, played by Scott Baio, and there's Buddy, played by Willie Aames, along with the Pembrokes of the first season. Here's a shot of the two main characters, because Baio and Aames were the only two actors to appear in the whole series throughout. This is them with the Powell family, the whole group. And here's a look at the later run, along with Alan Travolta, and you see another guy right there. That's Justin Whalen. I forgot what character he plays, but he appears in a few season 4 episodes. Of course, this was before he played Teenage Andy Barkley in Child's Play 3, and also the second Jimmy Olsen on Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. Oh yeah, there were other guests who appeared before they even became big stars, including Meg Ryan and even the late great Matthew Perry. So, of the whole, I find Charles in Charge to be pretty good. Now, I did check the first and second season DVD sets are still at reasonable prices, so you could get those two. The other 3 seasons, best of luck, because some sites may have those available to buy for an arm and a leg or something like that. Okay, enough said. So that's gonna do it. I hope you check out Charles in Charge. You will definitely love this show. It's really, really good. So, what did you think of Charles in Charge? Did you ever see this show when you were an 80s kid, or did you see it when you were growing up? Please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. You can share my vids with your friends if you'd like, and maybe that'll help my channel grow. And join me next time when I bring to you a review of Moana. And we'll have another TV log sometime down the road, details to follow, okay? So if you like this, consider checking out these other 80s sitcoms. In the upper left-hand corner is the TV log I did on My Two Dads. The upper right-hand corner is a TV log for a show that actually had Scott Baio make a guest appearance, but also direct a few episodes, as a matter of fact. And that's the underrated Out of This World. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my TV log on the Facts of Life. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the TV log, then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.